Hi guys, I have my second Empties video to share with you on this channel. I have a bunch of skincare, makeup. Most of it is stuff I've used up, and there are a couple of things that I'm just getting rid of. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of move in sections, and if I am extra awesome, I will have linked in the description box timestamps for the different kind of categories in case you just want to look at one thing. I usually do list in the description box what I'm talking about, almost always in the order in which I talk about it. So you can always kind of look through if you're not interested in hearing me blab on for hours at a time on a whole bunch of stuff. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right, so I'm going to start with skincare, and I have I have 4 face cleansers. Let's start with this one. This is from Cerave. This is their Renewing SA cleanser. It says for normal skin. The box says it gently cleanses and exfoliates while softening and smoothing skin. The SA in this stands for salicylic acid. Now, as far as I know, for salicylic acid to actually exfoliate, it needs to stay on your skin, which obviously a skin cleanser you're rinsing off, it's not doing that. So I doubt highly, being a noob, if you will, but I doubt highly that you're actually going to get any exfoliation from this product. It's a fine cleanser, but this is an 8-ounce container. The hydrating and foaming face cleansers from Cerave come in 12-ounce containers, and this is actually more expensive per ounce. I did the math. I know. Going the extra mile. But this is about $1.50 an ounce, and those are about $1.08 an ounce. So I would say I would probably not repurchase this personally because of those reasons. I would just stick with the foaming or the hydrating, both of which are awesome. Okay, the next cleanser I have is this from e.l.f. It is the Hydrating Gel Melt Cleanser. I adore this packaging. I adore this packaging so much, I'm trying to think of how I can repurpose this, actually. I don't know. I think it's really cute packaging. This is actually not completely empty. I didn't enjoy this so much. It wasn't a terrible product. It didn't break me out or anything, but I didn't feel like it cleansed makeup as well as it could, and it didn't rinse away clean. It left a little bit of a film. But when you open it up, it's got this little tab that you pull up. It's a little leaf detail, which is awfully cute. And in there is kind of this solid jelly. It's kind of a weird texture, and one of the reasons that I haven't finished this is the texture changed pretty quickly. I didn't have this for too long. I was trying to kind of force myself to use it because, like I said, it wasn't a terrible product that broke me out. It just wasn't all I wanted it to be. It has kind of a weird, almost Play-Doh-y kind of smell to it. I don't know. I mean, it's not super expensive, but even for e.l.f., it's not super cheap. I think this is $10. I'll have prices possibly on the screen and certainly in the description box. So this is not something that I would repurchase, and it's not something that I would necessarily recommend. Okay, 2 more oil cleansers. This one was from Burt's Bees, their cleansing oil. It says with coconut and argan oils, normal to dry skin. This broke me out on my face. I did use it up, though, to wash makeup off of my hands, whether I was swatching for videos or I used to have a blog. I usually use my hand as a palette because why not? It's there. And it works really well. If this didn't break me out, I would certainly repurchase it because it cleansed really well, got rid of makeup very quickly, and it rinsed away clean. And not terribly expensive. There was a little bit of a scent to it. Well, there's a little bit, it's like the second to last ingredient of rosemary leaf extract. And it does have a slightly kind of herb smell to it. This has been empty for a while, so I don't know if I'll... Yeah, it's a little bit of an herby scent. Not terribly obnoxious, but just so you know, there is a fragrance to it. The last cleanser I have here is this Shea Moisture Sensitive Skin Facial Cleansing Oil. Did not like this. You can see it's almost full. It broke me out on my face, and it does not rinse away clean. It leaves a film. Not a pleasant, kind of moisturizing film. You know, it's just, I feel like my face is still dirty kind of film, which is a shame because I like Shea Moisture. I like what they stand for, but this product was just a dud for me. All right, I have one exfoliating product. This is the Paula's Choice for Men, Soothe and Smooth. So, oh, hi, buddy. Do you want some canned food? So bad. It's that time, isn't it? Oh, look at that face. Look at that face who's deeply regretting his decision to jump up here right now. Look at how handsome you look on camera. Oh my God. Where was I? Okay, so this is a chemical exfoliator. So you wash your face and then I would often just put a little, it's a very liquid, it's like water consistency, very fluid. You can put it on a cotton pad, or I would just sometimes put it on with my hands, spread it around, let it dry. I know some people say to let it sit for 20 minutes. I usually don't leave that kind of time at the end of the night. I could, but I just don't. I'm not in the habit of doing that. So once it's dry, I'll, put any moisturizers or whatever else is in my skincare routine on. Now, I got the For Men version because when I bought this, the formula of this was exactly the same as the Resist version in the blue bottle, but this was like $3 or $5 cheaper, which, Paula's Choice. Come on, that's a little sneaky. And what's sneakier is when I looked this up to see if that was still true, it wasn't. This was brought up to the same price as the Resist, which feels a little bit, it feels a little funky to me. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a business and they're in the business of making money. Awesome products. So, take that as you will. But I have not found a chemical exfoliator that I or my skin likes better. So I will continue to purchase at least the Paula's Choice. I haven't repurchased this particular one. I right now have the 2% BHA gel, which I'm really liking. All right, I have two more Paula's Choice products. These are both SPF moisturizers. Once a year, I think it's once a year, it might be twice a year, she does a buy one get one for SPF products, and so I always get a couple when that sale comes around. So I'll talk about, they're both from the Resist line. This one is for normal, oily, and combination skin. It is called, they always have really long names, the Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF. So that is probably not focusing. Doesn't want to focus today. That's fine. Whatever. So it's a lovely SPF. It has a little bit of a tint to it. So instead of being a white lotion, got a little bit out. So it's got this kind of peachy tint to it. Now, my thought when I ordered this is, I wonder if this could be even a placebo effect of a little bit of skin tone smoothing for days. Maybe I'm going to the beach. I personally don't like to wear heavy makeup to the beach. My skin doesn't appreciate heavy makeup when it's hot out, sweating. It breaks out at the drop of a hat, unfortunately. So I thought this might be a nice little workaround to get a little bit of, smoothing with the SPF protection. I already really like Paula's Choice SPF products. They are SPF lotions that feel just like nice lotions. They don't feel heavy or grimy or gritty. I really, really like them. This for the smoothing of the, oh my gosh, Emma, words. I found that it didn't actually smooth my skin out at all, and it would gather. You know how if you wear foundation and then you sweat, it can kind of gather around your nostrils, or if you're a glasses wearer, it can kind of gather around your glasses. I found this did that without even having the decency to smooth out my skin tone at all. I wouldn't buy it again with the expectation that it's going to smooth my skin out, but I would buy it again because it was a really nice SPF and it lasted through half the year, at least about 6 months. So, and it was a nice amount of moisture for my skin in the summer when it tends to be a little more oily. It doesn't really need that much moisturizing. So I did like that. The second one, I think I might have liked this better, maybe because I just finished it more recently. This is a little bit more moisture. It is the Resist Cellular Defense Daily Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 25. This is for all skin types. So it has a little bit, let's see, can we do it? No. Okay, that's fine. So this has a little bit more, it was a little bit more of a richer cream. If you have really dry skin, this is probably still not enough, but this was really nice also, and I would certainly repurchase this. I haven't yet. I will be waiting for the buy one, get one sale, but I do, these have been my favorite cruelty-free SPF moisturizers. I'm happy to take any recommendations, but I will say, while we're on the subject of Paula's Choice, if you've never bought from Paula's Choice before, they do have a referral program. So if you use somebody's referral link to buy your first order, you get $10 off and they get $10 off. So I do have a referral link in the description bar. So if you have not tried Paula's Choice, and you want to save a little money, and you don't mind giving me a little money to restock on these things that I apparently need to buy from her specifically, then go for it. I would be very grateful. All right, I have one more skin care-ish item that is kind of gross. Anyway, this is the Trader Joe's Ultra Moisturizing Hand Cream. This was fine. I'm not rushing out to repurchase it. It was a nice cream. I'm not the biggest fan of the smell. It has kind of a powdery, heavy smell. It reminds me of like old school Dove soap or old school, like it reminds me of a soap that my grandparents had in their bathroom. That was kind of a heavy powder scent. That's exactly what it smells like actually. So it's almost a little bit nostalgic, but it's not, I'm not a huge fan of the scent. But it was definitely a nice thick cream. I kept this on my bedside table. So I have lotion all over my house. It's all Trader Joe's. The tub with the pump that stops working halfway through. Yeah, but I keep buying it because it's inexpensive and it's cruelty free and it works. And that doesn't smell like anything, and I really appreciate that. And anyway, I would definitely recommend it. I would pick it up again, but like I said, I'm not rushing out to purchase it. Okay, on to makeup. I have the sad remains of the last CoverAll Wet n Wild powder in Fair that I've been able to find. I'll check on the website. Again, I'm not being awesome and looking stuff up in the moment. I will have dialogue somewhere. I don't know if they are phasing this out with all of their new products coming out, but I have not been able to find this shade. My local Rite Aids are the only place I've been able to find any of this kind of old school CoverAll makeup in general. And the lightest shade that any of them carry that I've been into is Fair Light, which is what I'm using now, and it's fine. It's working for me. But I do, this was really perfect. I have not tried the new powder, but I'm sure I will, and I will keep you posted. But this has been my favorite powder since I gave a shit about face powder. Speaking of powders, one I am getting rid of is this Ulta Mineral Setting Powder. This is just a sample size. I got, one time I went to Ulta and I spent enough money that I got a little bag of a bunch of Ulta makeup samples. And some of it was actually really good. This I was not a huge fan of. It's a very nice textured powder. This is gonna make a mess. But it's got a very orangey tone to it. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but it certainly did on my face. But it is a very nice texture. So if there is maybe a different shade or a translucent version, I would definitely be down to try it. But this is just, it's gonna sit in a drawer and not get used, so might as well throw it away. All right, last face product. These are two of the Wet n Wild Illumi-naughty highlighting and concealing pens. One is in the shade Posing Nude and the other is in Ivory Into You. I really liked these. I like these so much, in fact, that when I saw the Ivory Into You shade on sale, I got 2 backups, which is completely unnecessary, especially since Wet n Wild just came out with a new concealer that is also super awesome. So I have 3 Wet n Wild concealers and the Naked Skin to try to get through. So I'm up to my eyeballs in concealer. I didn't really need to repurchase it, but I did, so that shows you how much I enjoyed these. It's a kind of a thicker consistency. I found it blended in really well just with fingers, although, you know, a brush or a sponge worked fine too. But I really liked it. Didn't crease, good coverage, lasted well. Definitely a win. This next thing, again, is not an empty necessarily, just something that I'm getting rid of. And it is the Ulta Legendary Lengths mascara. I really like the brush on this, but I wasn't reaching for it. I didn't feel like it did that much for my lashes. It didn't add a particular amount of length. I don't know why I try to keep focusing things. Oh, there we go. Okay. This ring, by the way, if you're wondering where this amazingness came from, my sister got me a Fragrant Jewels candle for Christmas, and this was the ring that came in it. I can't find any information on whether or not they're cruelty-free. I mean, it's mostly candles. But if anybody knows, let me know, because I want to buy all of their things. Next up, I have 2 more after this, so almost there. This is the Physicians Formula Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum in Ultra Black. Now, people have gone nuts over this. I kept seeing it in YouTube videos. This is one of those YouTube maybe buy it products, and I really do like the tip. Every time I film this video, by the way, there's plenty of product left in this, but the last time I tried using it on my eyes, there was like nothing coming out. So I'm like, oh, well, that's done. That's cool. Apparently it's not, but I'm getting rid of it anyway. I find, as much as I like the applicator, I find the color to be quite kind of wishy-washy. It's a little bit sheer, kind of have to build it up. I don't get it. It does kind of make me want to try Kat Von D's Trooper. People were saying that this was a dupe for it, but anytime I've swatched the Kat Von D eyeliner in store, it's always been way more pigmented than that. And I know you could say, well, this is an Empties video. Of course it's not going to be as bold with the pigmentation as it maybe once was. But this is exactly how pigmented it's always been the entire time I had it. So I don't know. I probably won't repurchase this. Package might be a little gross and I apologize. This is nail polish. I didn't imagine I would ever have a nail polish in an Empties video. This is one of the Wet n Wild MegaLast nail polishes. This is in I Read a Good Book. This is just a classic, gorgeous red that everybody should have if you wear nail polish. Now, these do not last for very long, let's be honest. They're like $2, so I don't really care, and I'm constantly changing my nail color anyway. It's funny, I feel like I'm almost never wearing nail polish when I actually film videos, but I'm always wearing nail polish, so I don't know how that's happening. But anyway, this is a beautiful red. I have actually repurchased this. I just couldn't work with it anymore. Like you can see, it's almost empty, and I couldn't get any out. But I love this. I love the MegaLast nail polishes in general. They are definitely a good buy. This I can usually get away with 1 coat, but I enjoy the process of putting nail polish on. So I usually do more than I really need to, just because I like it. It's like meditative for me or something. I don't know. But definitely recommend this and any of these. And then last but not least, this is from Jordana, and this is one of the Twist and Shine Moisturizing and Balm Stains. I've had another one of these, which I got rid of because I didn't like it. You'd think I learn, but I don't. It's in the shade Fresh Fig. Something about the word fig always makes me want a product for some reason. I like figs. Anyway, it is a pretty color, you would think, but it's very patchy, and it's not very moisturizing, and the stain it leaves, like, let's be honest, all kind of cheap balm stain things. The Wet n Wild balm stains do the same thing, although I do like those better. This stain ends up just this hot pink, which sometimes I like, but I don't like this. It's not moisturizing. It's patchy. Please remind me to not buy more of these. All right, so there you go. Empties number 2 on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions, any of your own experience with any of this stuff, I would love to know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.